What is good, NIO family? It's Rey-Jay back with another video, and in this one I'm going to be talking about the one and only NIO stock, what you should be looking after for the future. I'm also going to give you guys my price prediction for tomorrow for NIO, and also talk about what on earth is something very important you need to look out for, as there are some very important warnings coming out from the FOMC that may actually affect the market and NIO going forward. I'm also going to be talking about NIO's latest ES7, which is a very bullish catalyst in my opinion, considering the fact that they are releasing new products, and this could be very huge for the next upcoming years. Now, before I break anything down about that though, before I get into any more details, I do have to mention a couple of things real quick. Firstly, I'm not a financial planner, so don't take any of this as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please smash the like button if you want to see more videos like this. It not only benefits me, but it's the entire NIO community as a whole. And the last thing is, if you guys can, please check out the Webull link down below and in the description. If you sign up for Webull, the link down below, and deposit any amount of money into the account, you're guaranteed 6 free stocks, each worth up to $2,000. And you could always sell these 6 free stocks for cash and use that cash to buy some NIO shares for free in this limited time offer that ends in just 2 weeks. So please check it out before they run out. With that out of the way, let's get on with the video. So looking at NIO, there's some very interesting things we can see up here. Okay, it's up 7.77% for the day. Let's go. And I did predict this thing would hit 20, and I thought it would actually get rejected later on during the day and still hold maybe that 19.5 range. We ended up holding above $20, which is a pretty darn good sign. I want to break down what actually went down today. So, if you watched my channel earlier, I mentioned that NIO had the new product that was going to be launched. Obviously, it came out, and that would be the NIO ES7, just as we had predicted. This would be the product, the new model. It's their first SUV application, right? It has the first application of AD imagined design, and it uses many different experiences, right? It's their fastest SUV to date with a 0 to 100 kilometers per hour acceleration in 3.9 seconds. So I want to actually kind of slowly go over this. So this is what it would look like from the back. Very luxurious, looks very sleek. I love the design. And what's really cool about it is I love how the lights are just so aesthetic. I mean, that's just my opinion. And to me, that's very cool. Now, going a little forward, we can actually see, and I have really cool headlights. They show very happy users, and they show how you can actually take this SUV on different camping trips and different places like that. It's making it very family friendly. And what else is cool is, let me see if we could get a nice shot of the interior. I think somewhere here it appeared, but you can see they have a very pretty looking interior right about here. You could see NAMI in this user interface is right there. Once again, customers love this. I think it has a built-in GPS, and also NAMI is right over there too. Very aesthetic design, very nice interior, beautiful car. Now, I think what else is very fantastic about it is the fact that this is actually going to be coming out relatively soon, and it will be very popular in other countries if they could really present it well and show how amazing this will be, especially with their digital cabin experience. So once again, very amazing. I think their battery swapping technology is also going to be very incredible too. I mean, you could kind of swap your battery in just a couple of minutes. It doesn't take like 20 straight minutes. It takes just a few minutes. Once again, absolutely brilliant. I mean, I'm very excited for the long term. I think them producing all these different models opens more doors for them. Their cars are really nice. So to me, super bullish catalyst for the long term. Okay, long term future. Now, the question I have, and this is where things are become very hard to predict and kind of trippy, is if you look at what happened with the Fed. Okay, the Fed raised the federal funds rate by 0.75 percentage points, or 75 basis points, and Jerome Powell signaled that the Fed is going to be tough on inflation, and they will make more changes depending on what on earth the data suggests. So he said that for the next hike, it's most likely going to be either a 50 basis point rate hike or a 75 basis point rate hike again. But he was very optimistic, so I really, like that he's, trying to take on these issues. I want to actually talk about this right here now. If we go back to March 16th, 2022, and I have some of their rate hike historical data points, and you could see March 16th, we had a 25 basis point hike. And what happened to NIO and the overall market was that was such a small hike, it didn't even affect the market that much. So where is it? March would be like right here. And then March 9th, this big day right here. Was that March 9th? Wait, hold on. Sorry, March 16th. I apologize for that. March 16th, we got this nice gap up and the market started to push up. NIO went from like 17 all the way up to 23, right? Because that was such a small hike. But then what happened during the next FOMC meeting, which happened to be May 4th, right? We were on a downward trend. And what happened to NIO was the fourth came. It's a little hard to see. I want to make this bigger. Right here, my cursors, this is the fourth. NIO pushed up and we got the 50 basis point rate hike. And after that, we started to kind of drop down for a little bit of time. NIO dropped down to about $11, kind of pushed up and traded sideways since then. And now this time, we pushed up, obviously. And the question is, are we going to keep pushing up? But the risk is, just like last time when this happened, the market started to kind of drop slowly a little bit after. So I'm anticipating some downside for the markets, right? A 75 basis point rate hike is a more aggressive Fed, but I don't know if it's going to start that soon. It's very hard to tell exactly when it's going to start because NIO has either two main possibilities, in my opinion. I believe that we had this gap right here, right? This gap I was talking about that would bring NIO up to 20. We filled the gap. So maybe we'll start dropping now, or we have another gap up here. See at the very top how there's this gap right here? This gap would take NIO up to about 22.5. So I believe that one of those is going to be the key rejection point, and it's very probable we are going to see downside after that. So let me break this down for you. If NIO starts pushing up even more, I mean, if we break past like 21, I think it's very probable we could go as high as 22.5. We're going to fill that gap, then we're going to start dropping after that. But if we don't start, pushing up again, if the market starts to drop, NIO is going to have some support at 20, 19.5, 19, 18.59, and then 17.8. So very, very key zones. And we happen to have this gap all the way down in that $16 level. So it's just something to look out for. I'm not saying we're going to fill that gap very soon. I just wanted to put this out there for you to be informed. Now, what do I predict is going to happen? I mean, right now we don't have a sign yet. If you look at this from a technical perspective, we haven't seen the big rejection just yet. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens tomorrow. So I'm going to draw out the more bullish and bearish possibilities. And then I'm going to talk about what is more, likely to happen, because a more bullish possibility would be NIO slowly starts to actually continue on the upward trend over the next couple of days. And maybe it'll last a few days. We trade kind of sideways in this range, and then we start to kind of like push up all the way to where this gap is, to about that 22, 22.5, almost 23 range. Then we start dropping a little bit later, right? That's the more bullish possibility. And a more bearish possibility would be, because we already filled the gap at 20, we actually just start dropping from here on out. Maybe we push up a little bit into opening. We see some choppy price action, and then we slowly start to descend. We dropped about 19.5, try to push off that, and we slowly start to kind of bleed off as the days go on. So if I'm going to be honest with everyone, I am projecting that this is more likely to what will end up happening, because so far, obviously strong resistance around that higher range. So just like the last FOMC, right, the day after it, the day of the FOMC back in May, we pushed up. After that, we started to actually drop and drop and drop. So I'm actually aiming more towards a bit of a drop starting tomorrow. And I do think that we may be near the top, at least temporarily, before a little bit more downside comes. Now, it's not the end of the world, right? This is not necessarily anything to panic over, because the long term is still incredibly bullish. But I just wanted to put this out there for you and just let you know that I am predicting a bit of a drop going into tomorrow, maybe a slight push up into open, followed by some downside that pushes us down to that $19 level. But I just want you to be prepared for either situation, as both of these are very much possible. But I do see this yellow line as being more probable based off historical data. With that out of the way, thank you for listening. Please have a great rest of the day, and I will see you guys in the next one. NIO to the moon, and peace out.